Trump isn't targeting NPR and PBS because they're government funded, but because they won't bow to him. And you don't have to love public media to see why that's dangerous. Recently, Trump issued an executive order directing the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, or CPB, to defund NPR and PBS stations. But here's the thing. He can't actually do that. The CPB, created by Congress in 1968, isn't actually a government agency at all. It's a private, nonprofit corporation funded by Congress, but explicitly shielded from political interference. The law that created it forbids any federal official, including the president, from controlling its programming or operations. Its 9-member board is bipartisan, and its budget is approved 2 years in advance to guard against political retaliation. So Trump's executive order is legally meaningless. It's unconstitutional. He doesn't have the authority to unilaterally pull the plug. But even if he could, the move would mostly be symbolic. NPR gets only about 1% of its funding directly from CPB, and another 3% indirectly via local affiliates. PBS gets more, around 15%, just because TV costs more to make, but still not a lion's share of its revenue. The rest comes from member donations, sponsors, and private foundations. So this threat is more about optics than impact. But here's what makes it even more troubling. There's already a legislative move in the works to do what Trump wants. Congress is expected to soon vote on a rescission bill, a plan proposed by the White House but controlled by Congress to repeal future appropriations. If that happens, CPB would lose federal dollars but still operate independently, with freedom to fund whatever programming it chooses. It would no longer be tethered to the government, free to survive or fail on its own. And the checks and balances of our government would have theoretically worked as expected. What Trump's executive order does instead is worse. Because CPB's funding is already locked in, the EO doesn't stop the money. It just tries to control how it's spent. And that tightens executive control over public media's biggest funder. It centralizes power in the White House. If Congress doesn't approve the rescission, the executive order could paradoxically increase federal leverage over public broadcasting. And that might be what Trump wants. Not to shrink public media, but to own it. Whether or not you think NPR and PBS deserve federal dollars, this isn't how you take them away.